Hello, good afternoon, my blessed viewers. So, this particular video is just a spiritual teaching. Yes, it's a spiritual teaching that will benefit you a lot. So, I just decided to make some audio teaching so that because basically it is not every time we'll be dropping a spiritual tips. Sometimes you need teaching. You need to know much about what you are going to do before you take any step at all. So, and that's the more reason why you can, if you notice very well, you see on my channel it has been a while I posted some tips, because after everything you see them complaining of the same issue. So you see them nagging, complaining that there's no be any changes. Some have tried a lot of spiritual recipes. Some have tried a lot of spiritual work, tried a lot of things. At the end of the day, still give them the same result. Even the so-called spiritualists do have this problem because they don't have any knowledge or any deep knowledge or thought of spiritual work. So sometimes you need much enlightenment before you go for anything at all. So, and for this reason I drop this particular video, and I hope it will help you a lot. So do watch and enjoy and stay blessed. That is what I will call this one, the meaning of sacrifice. What is the meaning of sacrifice? So there's a lot of things we've lost as an Africa. So we believe everything is based on prayer, and I'm not saying God do exist. Yes, God exists and He knows what is going on, but He handed over this world to some people. Yes, I repeat it. He handed over this world to some people. So if you feel you can live only by praying without appeasing this thing, people, there's no way you will make it in every time in this world. So when you see an African going for reading or for sacrifice or for, there's no human sacrifice. Let me add that one quickly. Any sacrifice that requires you killing a fellow human being for is no more a sacrifice, but it is something exacted by someone, maybe a knowledge. Like, let's just assume I learn something and I want to invoke a spirit that will be bringing you money. That's when you will say it is something you do by yourself, because there are jinns are on their own, and the terrestrials, they are on their own. So now someone that kill a fellow human being, maybe for money or for anything, he did that one on his own. There will be a particular spirit working for him or her alone. So that one is all. So no sacrifice, the one in my own Yoruba belief, requests that you kill a human being to get a good result. The one I call Ipese and Etutu is very important for everyone who knows it, because it is not every time you will be it's not everything in this life a chant or a spiritual work can solve. So I won't deceive you on that one. So because that is why, as a spiritualist, when someone comes to me, I will say, okay, do both the sacrifice and the spiritual work so you can get a good result. Now let's now come into the point, the one I call reason why what is the sacrifice, and reason why must we do it as an African. Because we have been deceived as an Africa, and by some people. So we feel by sitting down in a particular auditorium we solve all your problem, or by prayer or drinking ordinary warm water we solve your problem. That's not done that way. So like I said, this world, before human were created, there were these terrestrials, there were these mysteries that God created before us, unseen unseen creatures that men cannot see ordinarily without a special vision eye cannot see were here before us, and we live among them. And if you feel even a church will be built on the land occupied by this thing, and you feel okay, the one at your house can be solved when you go to a church or mosque, whereby the particular church you are going to is also occupied by the thing. So now there are these terrestrial which are here to be. Until human being appease them, until we beg them, until we make things to sacrifice for them, there's no way you have it in time. That is where sacrifice comes in, and that is why it is very necessary to be doing it as an African. Now, what is sacrifice? What is sacrifice? That's the question. I know many of people will be eager to ask that what is the so-called sacrifice does it? Because a lot of times you see people going around to preach against the etutu, the sacrifice. The sacrifices are so different. I said the one that require you killing another human being is not the one I know, the one I call etutu or ipese. The one that requires you cutting someone's hand, cutting someone's head, or do anything is not a sacrifice, or is not a ipese or etutu I'm talking about. This particular sacrifice, I'm just trying to use the word sacrifice because there's no other word my forebears knows, or I can explain it for you that you will understand this thing I'm talking about. That's why I use sacrifice. But there's no human sacrifice for that will save you, that won't have any problem, because there's nothing like that in Yoruba spirituality. So now coming out to the point, if you look very well, you see in life human are made to be facing challenges. Yes, because we came here as a visitor. Yes, you know, when someone is owing somewhere or owing a particular place, and you came there as a visitor, there's no way you will be living as you like until you do satisfy the owner of the land. That is why you should look into African spirituality, and that is why sacrifice is important. Now, what is sacrifice? Sacrifice is the usage of animals to appease all these terrestrial, usage of particular materials, just like maybe all the eatable materials, maybe banana, maybe honey, maybe maybe corn meal, maybe and some particular animal, maybe goat, maybe sheep, maybe anything, to do and say some particular incantation and some recitation of Odufa and offer to them is what we call the Etutu Ipese. So it is not human sacrifice. That is sacrifice, the Etutu I know, and Ipese, which is very important, which everyone on this earth must do. And someone once asked me, why must we do Ipese and sacrifice? Let me explain something to you. Only few people will be lucky enough. What do I mean by this? Now, if you look very well, I know some will be asking a lot of questions after this video, that okay, how come some people who don't do anything and still make it? Like if they don't go for any spiritual work, they don't do anything and still make it in life. But let me tell you, I don't believe in that. It's either they do it openly or secretly. They have some faith in anything they are doing. Like there's something they must be doing secretly, or like someone will just be in this life without doing anything and you still be making it. So even if now let me now come to the full explanation. The reason why you must be doing the one I call Etutu and sacrifice. Now, when women were coming down on earth according to Ifa, even before our forebears did face the same challenges. Yes, our forebears did face the same challenges, and they know the way they appease them, not before the invention of religion. They have the way they are facing this thing. That's why the life is moving smoothly. So, but when the religion came, we begin to throw out all these things to feel it is not something we can be doing. It is not holy, and giving us a lot of problem. In a particular house, there will be a particular deity appeasing there to stop any bad of this spiritual entering that particular house. But because of religion, you will see them destroying it. Although if you destroy it, nothing will happen. But if it does not happen to the person that destroyed it, just know that this Ajogun cannot be seen, and they will be looking for a way to attack back, because all these terrestrial I'm talking about cannot be seen. And the reason why our forebears do the sacrifice and also have the deities is this: before any terrestrial can attack, before all these terrestrial unseen creatures can attack, they firstly consult a stronger deities in a particular house, or the Eshu, one we call Eshu, that is people now turn to Satan, which I used to dispute that Eshu is not Satan. The point is, during the time of our forebears, according to Ifa, before any Ajogun, these unseen creatures can attack, because they are here. God intentionally put them here to punish whoever is doing bad or doing anything wrongly. So if you feel you own the world by praying alone, you are deceiving yourself. Now, this particular unseen creature will now go to the deity to ask for a permission before entering the house. So if there's no deity, the deity that is supposed to stop it has been destroyed, the thing will enter easily. That's where you will see Buddha, all these things like that. So now, as an African, like I said, as an African, if you allow religion to trump over your spiritual identity, you have lost. As an African, you have lost greatly. You have lost. Doing spiritual, going for how to save yourself in life, doing all sorts of things isn't holy. Yes, doing spirituality isn't holy. Being spiritual is not something it's not something bad if you know what life really is. Now, let me now break it down for you so you will understand. According to Ifa, to the knowledge of Ifa, when humans were created, we choose our destiny blindly, just like I said in my last video. I said we choose our destiny blindly. We choose anything we like. So we humans choose whatever they like as our destiny. Like, this is how I will live when I get on earth. Now, when we don't know all this, well, those that choose even all people who choose a wrong destiny won't know, not until they become an adult. You will not know when you were growing up, when you are 7, 6 years of age, 7, 8 years, 10. You will not know, not until you begin to live, to know what life is, to marry, or to be able to raise some money, or to see how you can live financially. That is where you realize the wrong choosing destiny you have. And the wrong choosing destiny, just like I said, now fall into two parts. according to the knowledge of when women were created, we are choosing our destiny. God created anyone perfectly. Everyone were created perfectly. So, but before we leave the home for earth, we are to choose like 3 or 4 destinies which we are going to be using in life. So some went to choose a wrong destiny, some choose a very bright, but everyone has this grace that God gave them. Yes, like there is something that either you choose a wrong destiny or you choose the right one. There is something that is very common to everyone, and that is the destiny. Yes, and that is the destiny I was talking about. That is the grace I was talking about. Everyone is given the grace to be living a prosperous life. Now, let me now come into the point. So, after we choose our destiny, let's just assume you choose a very bright, and you choose that when you get to earth, you want to be rich, you want to get a child, you want to build a house, you want to buy a motor, you want to live a prosperous life. Those are the necessary things a man can have to be sure he have a good destiny, to have money, to have a child, to live a prosperous life, long life and prosperity, to be known. So those are the things that you can have as a human that will let people know, oh, this is the right destiny, this is the right destiny that this one choose. Now, what now happened that the grace that God gave everyone was taken? Like, why is it not equal? Now let's now come into the point. So when we live for heaven to earth, we don't know the destiny we choose. We are just going blindly, coming down on earth. And when we get into some particular stages or some particular spot, it happens that out of this good destiny we choose, there are some people out there that will collect it from you forcibly. Like, okay, you've chosen to be rich, you have chosen to be living a normal life, you have chosen to be having a lot of children, to be building a lot of house, to be having cars, to be making it life, to become a known person. All these things, you will be holding it in your hand blindly. You will be holding it. That's why you see when a new child is born, you will see him holding hand. You will see him holding hand like this. You choose everything in hand. So out of this thing, your destiny is that is being hid on your hand. You'll be taking it down on earth. And when you get to these particular stages, right from earth to heaven, there are this terrestrial there that will say, okay, this one chooses like 5 good destiny. 2 or 3 will be collected from it. Yes, 2 or 3 will be collected, and only few were lucky to bring that 5 on earth, or to bring all the full destiny that has been allotted to them by God on earth. Only few were lucky to bring it down here. If 2 or 3 were not collected from you, all these things were collected from them before on earth. Now they won't realize they did not bring this thing to earth, not until they start growing up. And out of the few people that were lucky to escape the stages of collecting the destiny right from the spot of heaven and earth, will still get to earth. If the destiny was not collected right from the middle of heaven and earth, when they get on earth, the destinies will be taken, maybe by a wicked person. That's why you will see. That's why it's very important when you born a new child. what the child will become starts from the day he or she was born. So it's also very important you take note of how you take off your newborn child. Some people, because of religion, they will allow the placenta also is also another. I'm going to discuss about that one also. The reason why what you should do with the placenta of your child if you want him or her to make it in life, if you want the child to grow up into prosperity, what you should do with the placenta. But also you should know that you should try to inspect everything that is being done on the child. Now, if the child comes with every goodness from heaven, and the goodness have not been collected, he was lucky enough to bring it down on earth. Now, the glory will be so shine, there won't be much thing covering it. That is when the wicked people will come in and see that, oh, this is one is blessed with everything. You know, he managed to escape from those things being collected from the middle of earth and heaven. But there are still some wicked people that say, oh, this one have the good, and they collect 2 or 3 out of it. They take it, and the child will not know, not on you start growing to start realizing that, oh, this thing has been wrong. Is when the child got married, or when you start to be on your own, you start to live your life. That's when you see all these things will now start manifesting. You will now see how struggle you make it. So now, I said it comes down to this earth, and only few he was able to escape the first challenges of collecting the good destiny. He managed to escape that one, only to get on this earth also. Maybe only few, let's just say few, managed. And it depends on how you take care of the newborn baby. That would depend if you also manage to get out from that challenges also, because the goodness will be so bright. They see it. When they see it, it's either the child being attacked. So that's why it's very important. Every protection thing that must do for a newborn baby must be done at that early age, starting from the day you born that child to the age 5. So when the child is going to age 5, you will notice something on the child. You will see that the head will still be popping up. If you look into a newborn baby head, you see the head popping up. By the time this head is popping up, going up and down, there's nothing covering the child glory, so it is exposed to those who have the power to see beyond. So they see this one is having a very brighter glory. So it's either if the child escaped from people that will bat him, or from people that will claim, so it will still get to some point. And that is why it's not good to be giving out your children or your child out to some people for raising, or to let them help you raise them. It also affects the child destiny, because the people you give them to, if they see that this one is blessed with a lot of goodness and a bright destiny, so that they collected it for their own or for someone else. So now I will now ask you, out of these challenges human are made to pass through, how many people do you think will be so lucky enough to escape all these obstacles, to be living without any spirituality? If you are able to escape all these things, is when you can live without doing any spiritual thing, or believing the grace without doing anything, and you will be making it. So now tell me, how come, even as an African, most especially as an African, tell me how you can escape that. As a child, most especially during this time that ignorance is affecting us. Even during our forebears, they know the way they protect a newborn child or what they do. But now the ignorance of religion is happening. When you born a child, you just feel the normal thing you keep with them. So the thing is really getting too much in Africa. So that's why I said, now let me now come to the point where I said the sacrifice and the equation are very important if you want to make it in life. Now, only few were lucky enough to escape the challenges of their goodness being collected by the terrestrial or from the evil people here. Now, the out of 100%, the 10% that were lucky enough to escape the thing will be living their normal life without doing anything, or maybe they will just be praying. Ordinary prayer be working for them. It is because there's nothing being affected, nothing has affected their destiny has not been tapped, or their destiny has not been tapped. But the 90%, what would they do? Out of these numbers of people on earth, only 10% were lucky enough. Now, this 90%, what would they do to still be able to collect back their good destiny, or still be able to live a good life on earth? This is now where the spirituality comes in, because himself knows there's going to be an obstacle on your way from him down to this earth, and when you get here also there will be problem. He now give us a lot of apps, a lot of solutions you can seek anywhere as an African. Something you can do to collect all the lost destiny glories back. Now, we now undermine that. We say it is devilish. We say it's not something to be seen with. Now, out of these numbers of people that were not lucky enough, when they start to grow up, that is when you won't realize when you were young, when you have not married, when you have not started doing anything, you won't realize this. Not until you start growing up and you see, oh, I've lost all the things. That's where you see when you submitted CV, when you go for interview, people a lot of things will now be coming in. This is now the point. This is where you need, the sacrifice to be done. They have collected this thing from you, or if not collected, has been locked, because not all these things were collected. They will not make it useful for you. You have such a very bright destiny. You are made to be popular or to be known person, or you are made to be a rich person. Now, they know if you have the opportunity to live up to like 25 years, you start making it. So the destiny be locked. It will not be usable. Apart from those ones that have been collected, some were locked. So these ones that were locked will not be usable for the person himself. So they will see good thing in him, but they will say he have a very bright future. He have this thing. He should be praying. He should go into church. He should go into woman. So they be seeing that good thing in him. They will be seeing his bright future. Everything they will say, this is bright. You have money in your future. They will see, but the thing will not come to pass. The thing will not manifest. They will just be seeing it. That is where the spirituality comes in. That is where you're supposed to know what to do. That is why you need to start to appease your spiritual, some call it guardian angel, because in my last video when I said Ori, I was trying to find something to put into explanation so you will get the guardian angel. But this angel we are talking about is not similar to the one you see in the film, or the way does not portray the one how the white describe it. So according to Yoruba belief and Ifa indigenous knowledge, your guardian angel, let me use the word guardian angel, to describe it is now the grace I was talking about previously, that God will give everyone the grace, which is the guardian angels. Okay, if this person is going to be facing a lot of problem in life, so you guardian angels serve as the spiritual fighter, spiritual guidance for him. Be guiding him until he collect back his glory, his destiny. Guide him through the way in the life, throughout his journey in life, to make it in time. Guide him through. That is why and how the guardian angel falls in. Now, you feel the guardian angel is something that will be working alone. The guardian angel should be appeased. There's some sacrifice you made that will make your guardian angel strong, so you'll be able to get into your journey so fast. That is where the Oribibo, appeasement of guardian angel, comes in. So that's why you see our forefathers buying kola nut, buying coconut, buying ram to appease their spiritual, their guardian angel. That is when it falls in. So you see them buying all these things to appease their Ori, because they know there is spiritual world somewhere. We see, and it is competitive out there. Now, the guardian, the how strong your spiritual head is will determine how you make it in time. Even if you use any spiritual work, yes, if you use any spiritual work, where it goes to is into your spiritual person, your guardian Ori. That is where the spiritual work will go to. So, and if you feel that maybe only prayer will help you, no, because there it is, the thing your guardian Ori is, and it is very competitive and it is very weak. So how you can know your guardian Ori is weak is, some people have never appeased their Ori since and when they were born. They have never appeased their Ori. They are just there. They just believe only prayer. They don't know there's something out there fighting for them. So God have done everything, but He has given you the way out. But if you don't tap into it, He will be looking at you till you die like that, and you go back without the dream being realized. That's where the appeasing your Ori, doing of spiritual stuff falling. And why the sacrifice so important? So apart from appeasing your Ori, the sacrifice, why is it so important? Now, I said you now have your guardian Ori protecting you. So this is where your spiritual person is so important, and why you must appease it always. Now, if you appease your Ori, if you do the necessary things like doing the Ipese, doing the Etutu, the one I called sacrifice of animal or anything to the terrestrial, which can be done by any professional native doctor or blah blah or anything, you will see you will make it in time. You will see your journey in life will be so easier. So I'm not saying this to let anyone to trust my faith or my